when I was chosen as California Teacher of the Year, one of the things that I was really asked to do was to decide and to really articulate what my platform is. And so I took a lot of time to really think about what is it that I do each day, and why is it that I'm so excited every morning to come to work, especially after 8 years of teaching the same subjects. And it really is because of this topic, which is the issue of equity, that when you look out at our educational system, there's something very special about Preuss. And it really is that we are beginning to break down the status quo, and we're really beginning to make a change in our communities and the communities where our children come from. The statistics are really staggering. 14 million American children live in poverty. That is more than the populations of Alaska, Delaware, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Maine, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Vermont, and Wyoming combined. This community of at-risk children, now the size of 13 states, is 5 times the size of our original 13 colonies. We have an obligation to every one of our nation's students. 82% of children whose parents do not have a high school diploma live in poverty. A child living in poverty in the United States has less than a 10% chance of attending college. We have an obligation to every one of our nation's students, and now is the time to act. The personal stories are just as compelling as the statistics that you see up here today. Juan entered the foster care system at the age of 4, bouncing from one home to another. With low self-esteem and no motivation, he rarely did well in school. By the time Juan reached the local inner-city high school, he was more than halfway to giving up. The school only offered 2 advanced placement classes, but that didn't matter much to Juan because he was placed in basic reading and math classes. At 16, struggling and frustrated, Juan dropped out of school, along with 20% of his classmates. By 17, he was a father, and today he's unemployed. Catalina entered the foster care system at the age of 2. A quiet, uncertain young girl, she also moved from home to home. Selected in a lottery, she attended a grade 6 through 12 public school serving low-income youth where tracking does not exist. She received poor grades her first 2 years, struggling not only with reading and math, but also with a lack of self-confidence and hope. In incremental steps, she slowly improved with the help of after-school tutorial programs and an advisory teacher that followed her all 7 years. She took 11 AP classes because all students at her school are required to take AP classes. At 17, a confident and prepared Catalina graduated summa cum laude with a full academic scholarship to Wellesley College. Juan and Catalina occasionally see each other. They are brother and sister. But while Juan became another statistic, lost in an educational system he could not navigate, Catalina attended the Preuss School and was my student. Now, technically, miracles do not require this much hard work by both the student and the teacher. So we won't call Catalina an academic miracle, but rather a story of success that happens each day here at Preuss, where I teach AP US History and AP Government to over 100 juniors and seniors in room E201, and where I mentor 24 advisory students their entire career on campus. As you know, the Preuss School UCSD is a public middle and high school chartered by the University of California and the San Diego Unified School District. It challenges traditional education models in its dedication to provide an intensive college prep curriculum to students living below the poverty line. These students are not handpicked, admission is by lottery, and not based on grades or test scores. Our students represent a rich diversity of cultures, languages, traditions, personalities, and academic skills. My goal, and the goal of our school, is to help these students break the cycle of poverty, narrow the achievement gap, and fulfill our nation's obligation to provide equal access to a quality education. All too often, society embraces the senseless stereotype that poor and minority children lack both the initiative and the ability to compete academically with those from more privileged backgrounds. However, what I have experienced is just the opposite. By offering a rigorous curriculum, setting high standards, and providing unfailing support, we have created a learning environment where all students can and will be successful. Over 94% of last year's senior class and 100% of my advisory class are currently enrolled in four-year universities. Our students represent the full measure of equity in education. Our school's mission of sending the first generation of a family to college is not about providing skills necessary to escape communities in need. Rather, it is about providing skills necessary to create empowered participants capable of transitioning their own communities from poverty to self-sufficiency. In my classroom, I see a thirst for knowledge and eagerness to excel. It is a passion that may be greatest in communities that need it the most, where the road is most difficult to travel. Ultimately, I believe in the future of public education and the power of our profession because of students like Alex. A member of my advisory class for 7 years, Alex was the first in his family to graduate from high school last spring. During his sophomore year, his parents lost their home, and the family was forced to move into a homeless shelter. With nowhere to go, Alex attended the daily after-school tutorial program I organized, where I got to know him well during homework sessions. On the eve of graduation, and with a full academic scholarship to college, Alex handed me a note that said, "I have appreciated all you have done for me. You helped me survive my classes, hundreds of assignments, and many stressful days. You are always there encouraging me to succeed and do better. You lift me up when I am down. You are my guardian angel." My parents wanted me to be a lawyer. I prefer being a public school teacher and someone's guardian angel. Thank you again for having me here today to speak with you.